live and on your side. This is KTBS 3 p.m. News Hour on KPXJ CW21.
Welcome into your News at 3, everyone. I'm Alex Anderson. Let's jump right into the top 3 stories at 3 and happening now. The future of school choice being debated in the Texas House of Representatives. House lawmakers are looking to greenlight 2 plans that could provide nearly $10 billion in education funding. KTBS 3's Jonathan McCall is here with a breakdown of all that's happening. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, Alex. A very busy day in Austin. Indeed, education a top focus of Republicans during this session. You heard him talk about it live here on KTBS 3 News last week. Governor Greg Abbott making school choice an emergency items for lawmakers during this legislative session. A live look inside of the House chambers in Austin, Texas this afternoon, where debate on House Bill 2 is currently underway. Right now, there are 2 different education plans that leaders are considering. One plan would fund education for Texas public schools, $8 billion in funding. There are questions on whether or not that is enough money to sustain public schools for now and in the future. Also, that second education plan is that $1 billion in money that would go toward school vouchers for that school choice plan. Before today's debate, though, protesters filling the halls of the Texas Capitol this morning. Many folks opposed to the Republican-backed plan that would provide public dollars for private education. Protesters say they want to actually see that money invested back into public schools, not vouchers. Under House Bill 2, again, $8 billion would be used as part of that funding plan. $1 billion would be used as well to set up education savings accounts as well. This battle has been ongoing for a number of years inside of the Texas House. This bill has not passed in 2 previous legislative sessions. And again, it is drawing criticism from a number of Democrats concerned that the money won't actually go to those who actually need it most. This morning, President Donald Trump calling Texas leaders to express his support for the plan, which, if approved, would mark the largest school voucher plan in all of America. And of course, this is just one stop in all of this, because the Texas Senate has their own version of a school choice bill, which did pass in the Texas Senate. The Texas House still needs to do their part in making this happen. But again, in 2 previous legislative sessions, that did not happen. So a lot of details, a lot of developments still playing out in Austin. We'll monitor it for you and let you know how it all plays out. Alex.
Yeah, the only thing we know for sure here is that this story is far from over, Jonathan. Thank you. Well, a member of the Louisiana Public Service Commission wants to end a statewide energy efficiency program. The Energy Efficiency Resource Standard started back in January of 2024. Its purpose was to make sure that energy customers weren't being charged for power they weren't using. The EERS program requires companies like Entergy and SWEPCO to meet certain energy savings targets each year by making upgrades to the power grid or insulating homes that are not energy efficient. Commissioner Mike Francis authored an agenda item that would scrap the program, but the Alliance for Affordable Energy opposes it.
I want to make sure that people just can keep the lights on. These kinds of programs not only help reduce those bills, they help make us more comfortable when it's really hot out or really cold out. And so we are simply advocating that people have options and tools to stay safe and healthy in their homes.
The Alliance for Affordable Energy says Louisiana desperately needs the energy efficiency program. The organization says residential electricity rates in Louisiana have increased roughly 45% since 2018. The energy efficiency program was adopted last year. It is mandatory and uses a third-party administrator to manage and hold the utilities to the energy savings targets. And from one energy problem to another. This month, the federal government made massive cuts to the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. LPSC commissioner says the program laid off its entire staff in Louisiana. He's now concerned about the 100,000 Louisiana families that rely on the system to pay their electricity bill each month. LAHIEP is widely seen as a lifeline for millions of low-income households struggling to cover home and heating and cooling costs. KTBS has partnered with SWEPCO to help you save some money on your energy bills. We have tips, incentives, programs, and other ways to lower your energy usage. You can check it out on ktbs.com and search SWEPCO Ways to Save. Louisiana lawmakers are considering cutting a statewide school choice program to fund teacher pay increases. Governor Landry wanted to fund a permanent $2,000 teacher pay raise through Amendment 3, but that failed on the ballot. Now lawmakers are looking to gut the Louisiana Gator Scholarship Program. That program gives taxpayer money to families so they can send their children to private schools or any school of their choice. The proposal would cut $50 million from the state program. State Superintendent Cade Brumley says that would not work because most of the Gator students would attend public schools without the scholarship, so the state would still have to cover the cost of their education.
Hope you're having a good afternoon. It's a warm Wednesday across the Arklatex, and we're going to see temperatures rise as we head towards your Easter weekend. Unfortunately, we're also going to see an increase in rain chances as we move towards Easter as well. And here's what that looks like. A little bit on Friday, same thing for Saturday, but Sunday starting to look more and more soggy across the Arklatex with a front moving through, driving the chance for rain as well as the potential for some severe weather for your Easter. I know that timing is unfortunate. We're going to really track this forecast closely because we have multiple days of a severe weather threat. Friday, it's primarily the northwestern zone, so I skipped over it for now. But if we jump to Saturday, it's about half of the Arklatex sliced diagonally under that severe weather threat. It's a 15% slight risk for Saturday. But the thing is, the coverage is important with this because there's a chance not even everybody sees rain on Saturday. It's highly dependent on the movement of a front. Take a look at Sunday, though. Sunday encompasses more of the Arklatex. In fact, it's the opposite of what Saturday shows. It's more so the southeastern quadrants of the Arklatex. And what this is showing us is we have a better chance to see widespread storms, but will they turn severe? That's what we're tracking. It's a few days away, so there is time for things to change and for timing to change. And coming up, I'm going to talk you through the variables going into this weekend's forecast and talk more about what you can expect for your Good Friday and Easter Sunday.
All right, Caroline, thank you. 2 donated homes in Caddo Parish are being burned to the ground as part of a real-world firefighter training program. KTBS 3's Madison Edwards is there right now. You can see the flames behind him. He's going to take us to a closer look at that training. Hey there, Madison.
Hey, Alex. Yes, right now we are burning down a house just outside of Keithville with Caddo Fire District 4. I'm joined with firefighter paramedic Josh Gamble. Josh heads up a bunch of the training out here. Talk to us about why this is such an important training opportunity for Caddo Fire District 4 firefighters. And talk to me about the new tech that you guys got through a grant from Firehouse Subs.
Okay, so it's important for us to get these kind of acquired structures. It helps us get realistic live fire training, put hands-on inside a legitimate structure, and kind of prepares us for the actual act of legitimate firefighting. We were able to get some new ticks through Firehouse Subs. We were able to supply our department with enough for every member. This is a life-saving tool, not only for us, but our community. It gives us ability to pretty much see through smoke at the end of the day. It gives us ability to recognize heat and fire long before we're able to see it in actual structure fire. And it gives us some really cool advantages and videos to help us actually build our training program and design to implement for younger firemen and things like that.
And I'm dressed up, as you can see, in the gear. I went inside this structure before it went completely engulfed in flames, and I checked out the TICs, the thermal imaging cameras that Caddo Fire District 4 is now supplying to all of its firefighters. And you can see like the imaging on the screen of how hot it is. You can see the temperatures, how it is too. I know that whenever I was down there low, it was close to like 300 degrees, but whenever the heat rises, it was close to 500. Can you talk to us about how right now we've hit kind of more than a flashpoint, and it's important for firefighters to know how hot it is in there with those cameras to get out?
Absolutely, and so this is what we would call like 100% involvement, fully involved structure. When we're inside, the biggest thing that we're looking for on these ticks is colorization. They start colorizing about 300 degrees. When we get that color, it's our job to be putting that fire out at that point and knocking that colorization down. Smoke is fuel, and it'll burn just as quickly as anything else. So it just gives us a big possibility to actually get and cool that fire down long before we actually see the seat.
It's some pretty incredible technology, some great life-saving tools, and it's also incredible to have the opportunity to get a house donated for this real-life training. I know you guys are doing this out here tomorrow, too, as well, right?
Yes, sir. So we're fortunate enough on this property that we were able to get 2 houses. And this is, I mean, we can't thank our citizens enough that allow us to give this chance to do this.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Josh. We're going to send it back to you guys in the studio. Reporting out here for KTBS 3 News, I'm Madison Edwards.
All right, Madison, looking good. Stay safe out there, my man. Moving on, National Healthcare Decisions Day is held every year on April 16th to help educate and empower people to craft an advanced care plan. Healthcare officials say making plans now will bring peace of mind for you and your loved ones. KTBS 3's Julie Parr joins us live now in Texarkana, Texas with more on how to get started. Hey, Julie.
Hey, Alex. Dr. Lauren Robinson with Christus St. Michael Health System says everyone should discuss their end-of-life wishes with their healthcare providers and loved ones.
We know as physicians that when we talk about how to take care of ourselves while we're healthy, we have better outcomes. One, we know what our loved ones want. When we come in the hospital, it's a lot less stressful because everybody's on the same page from the moment you come through the door.
We are committed to extending that compassionate care, and part of that is to talk about things that are not easy to talk about.
Christus St. Michael Health System provides free resources to help people prepare for future healthcare decisions. Advanced care planning involves completing advanced directives such as a living will, medical power of attorney, and most importantly, sharing your decisions and care wishes with your loved ones, healthcare providers, and caregivers.
We also then help witness those forms so they become legally binding documents, and we put them in their medical records so that they're there for all future use.
And health officials say you can change your advanced directives at any time. Research shows that 9 out of 10 people are aware of advanced care plans, and they believe that it's important, but only about 3 out of 10 people have actually gone through the process. Reporting in Texarkana, Texas, Julie Parr, KTBS 3 News.
It's very helpful information there, Julie. Thank you. And we do have more info on how you can book a free appointment for advanced care planning at ktbs.com. We go to Baton Rouge now, the Louisiana state capitol. Governor Jeff Landry supporting a bill that would require the Louisiana Insurance Commissioner to disapprove auto insurance rates that are unjustifiably too high. The governor spoke at the House Committee on Insurance this morning, saying that Louisiana has dealt with the problem of high automobile insurance for far too long. The average cost of full coverage car insurance is more than $3,900 in Louisiana. That's more than double the national average. Governor Landry taking aim at the insurance commissioner, questioning why the problem has not been resolved.
The people that we have elected to regulate insurance in this state, year after year, decade after decade, it seems, for whatever the various reasons or excuses that they may have had, seem to be unable to fix the problem. Let me be clear. I want our insurance commissioner to be successful. I really believe that there's not one person in this room or in this state that doesn't want him and that department to be successful. However, we're consistently top 3 in the nation in the highest auto insurance rates in the country.
Governor Landry's plan to lower auto insurance rates includes cutting down on frivolous lawsuits. One way is to reverse the Housley precedent. Right now, it assumes injuries come from an accident. Well, it's playoff time for the Shreveport Mudbugs. A couple of players are here in studio with us to preview the postseason when we come back. I love that save you made Friday night. We kind of got away from you for a second.
Oh yeah, thank you.
No, don't get. We're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get. Are you nuts? Get this out. Nico is right next to me. All right. The Easter flowers. Here we go, boys. Now we look tough.
Yeah, no, I like it now. A little Easter bunny in there too.
Yeah, come on now. No, we actually legitimately got an email from our boss. One of the days we did the interview, we took the flowers out, and it was like, "Why are the flowers gone?" I'm like, "No, bro, we're talking about hockey." Yeah. Whatever. So the flowers are here. Very important stuff. Flowers will outlive us all. They will. They're fake. So how are we feeling? Feeling good?
Yeah, really good.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'll be out there. I'll cover the game Friday. I'll do the whole game, and then I'll be there as a fan Saturday. So
nice.
It'll be a good time. I'll probably come down to the room with my little microphone on Saturday to help my guy Daniel out. couple of 2 for $10 Coors Lights in.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Not bad.
Looking forward to it, man. I think they like the Easter Bunny. I think it's.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to ask them that on air. But
No, it's a fan pleaser though.
I appreciate the suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here to do, right?
Now, KTBS 3 News continues.
Well, it is the most wonderful time of the year for many of us. The hockey playoffs and the Shreveport Mudbugs ready to chase a cup once again. Here in studio for Mudbug Wednesday, we have the captain, Brent Litchard, and goaltender, Nico Goich. Fellas, we appreciate you being here on this Mudbug Wednesday. And I guess the first question, the easiest one, y'all can both take it. How excited are you that the playoffs are finally here, man?
Oh, I'm excited. I mean, playoffs, it's different. It's really exciting. Everything's amped up, so I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, kind of like Goich said, you wait all year for it, and fortunate enough to make it this year again. So we're just hoping for a different outcome and trying to prepare for, put everything in our favor to get the outcome that we want.
Absolutely, and familiar foe coming to town here, Corpus Christi. And now you think back a couple weeks ago, you had to win both those games to be in this scenario. You got it done. Home ice advantage, and you've had a lot of success against the Rays, particularly at home. I think the only home loss was that first one of the year against these guys. How big is it to be at home for these first two games, especially in a best of 5?
Oh, it's big, especially with the amount of fans we have and the atmosphere we play in. Home ice advantage is very important, and I think we have the best chance of it. So, really good.
Absolutely, and Brent, you're the captain, right?
Yep.
How much does the message change, if at all, as you get to playoffs, or does that intensity just naturally kind of go up?
I think it's natural, but obviously we know it's kind of do or die. Life's on the line, so it's just treat every game like it's your last kind of mentality, and bring your best every night because you need it this time of the year. There's no chance for off games, so have to bring it. Yeah, and best of 5, 1 loss is a big deal. And Nico, for you, I mean, you had a pretty good weekend a couple of weeks ago. You had the shutout in there Friday. Standing tall, you look confident. And how, especially in these high-stakes games, for a goaltender, how much does that confidence come into play?
Oh, it's big, especially in playoffs. Goalie can make or break it. So confidence goes a long way, and just being on top of my game is very important.
Yeah, for sure. And Brent, I know when you've got your goaltender standing on his head back there, it's got to make the boys play a little looser, I would assume.
Yeah, it's always great to know your goalie's going to make big saves for you, and he's done that all year for us. So I think if we have to do our job too and play great in front of them and limit the opportunities that we give them. But it is good knowing that we have a goalie who's going to make big saves for us.
For sure. Now I know it's all business for you guys from here on out, but we got to have a little fun because we're here and this is what we do. We had Coach Soupy on our podcast, the Benchwarmers podcast, out right now. Download. But we got a close look. Actually, the angle was from right here, so we got a really good look at the new beard for Coach, the playoff beard. Both of y'all, how do we feel about it? Is he looking good, or what are we thinking?
I like it. I think it suits him well.
Yeah.
You can honestly wear it year-round if you wanted to, and there'd be no issues. So
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's different for sure, but I don't think many people could pull it off, and I think he honestly he pulls it off pretty well. So yeah, I think we're all kind of rocking with it.
Absolutely. Well, we'll let them know you said that, and they'll take it a little easy on you guys. Fellas, thanks so much for being here. Obviously, we're wishing you the best of luck. We'll be there for the games Friday and Saturday night. Playoff action against Corpus Christi. If you haven't been to a Mudbugs game all year, this is the one to go to.
Now, with your Willis Knighton Mega 3 Doppler radar, here's meteorologist Caroline Castora in the Mega 3 Storm Team Weather Center.
It's looking more and more like our calm stretch of weather is coming to an end this weekend. Rain chances return, and so does the chance for severe weather. We are still in April, so it makes sense that this is what we're dealing with. I just wish it wasn't for your Easter weekend, because I know a lot of you likely have some plans as we move through the next few days. So let's talk about the weather. Hanging out in the 80s or upper 70s right now for a warm Wednesday afternoon as expected. We see temperatures climb though higher and higher as we transition into the next few days. It's also going to get a little bit muggier too as we head towards the weekend as well, which is something to pay attention to. Your overnight lows, you're not really going to get some relief there, 60s or even upper 50s as we head into your Thursday morning start. And then in the afternoon hours, like I said, it just gets warmer and warmer. I have mid 80s for almost everybody as we transition into tomorrow afternoon. Still going to have some of that sunshine, so that's a plus. But as we head towards Friday, that'll be our first rain chance. And it also comes with a very low severe weather threat. And so the reason for this threat up here, mainly north and west of the Arklatex, that is because of a boundary that's going to kind of stall out. And we've been watching this risk for a while. I talked about it last weekend saying, hey, keep an eye on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. We could see some storms. This is what they're trying to play out as. And so I don't think we'll really see any rain for most of the Arklatex. And even then, that risk is so much lower for your Friday. But it does gradually and slowly but surely shift its way south and east, encompassing more of the four-state region as we build through the next few days. So this is Saturday's severe threat. I already showed it to you. Remember, when it's more than 3 days out, it's either a 15 or a 30% risk or a 0. We have a 15% slight risk for part of the Arklatex for Saturday, and then again on Sunday as well. What's tricky about this setup is the timing of it all. And of course, that's the most important thing that you guys likely want to know, just given the fact that it'll be a holiday weekend and a lot of people will be heading out the door to go to church on Easter Sunday. But I can't give you a clear and confident time frame just yet. What we do know is the boundary is going to work its way through as we head into your Sunday for sure, and that's going to drive the chance for some storms across the Arklatex. So let's take a look at a precision cast, walk you through the possibilities and also what you can expect as you transition into your Easter weekend. We could see some cloud cover build in on your Friday, and then Friday, remember where that severe weather threat was, mainly north and west of the Arklatex. That's where coverage looks to exist on your Friday, and then as we transition into Saturday, we see a little bit more coverage start to build in on that same axis where that front would be, but then also coverage starts to increase and seep its way a little bit further south and east, correlating with that same severe risk. So this is Saturday at 4:30. It's showing some storms in the area, and then as we head into the overnight hours, pushing Sunday morning, it brings the bulk of the rain in, unfortunately, on Sunday morning, according to this model run. Again, there's still time for it to change, but what this shows is then hopefully everything clears out as we head into Sunday night and into your Monday, so we could have a drier start to your week and a calmer start to your week as well. So we're going to keep talking about this because I know there is a lot going on, but Thursday, it'll be dry. Friday is when we could start to see some rain in parts of the Arklatex, but not everyone will see it. Saturday and Sunday is when coverage increases, and then we could get another round heading into the middle of this next week.
All right, Caroline, thank you. When we come back, Americans are more anxious about holding on to their jobs. A look at how to navigate the job market after this.
Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Oh my, oh my gosh. It just caught me off guard. That's okay. It's okay. It happens. Live television, these things happen. Honestly, I'd already forgotten about it, so.
Your mic's hot.
Karen, I'm sorry again. I've literally thought about it all week.
Oh my gosh, it's really okay. It happens. It happens.
It
could always be worse.
I had the sweats. It was awful. It was peak embarrassment. But we're going to rebound today.
Oh my gosh. Nope, we got it. We got it.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Of course. To the Economy Watch now, Americans haven't felt this anxious about unemployment since the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to a survey released this week by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. For those jumping into the job hunt now, economists say some sectors will be more steady than others. For more, we go live to Karen Kafa in Washington. Hey, Karen.
Hey there, Alex. Whether the recession chatter has you wanting to be a little bit more proactive or you're a soon-to-be college grad who is looking for that first opportunity, experts say that certain sectors of the economy are better at weathering possible downturns.
The U.S. labor market has been resilient and robust, riding a more than 4-year streak of employment gains through March. But an increasing number of Americans feel that's going to change. Consumers surveyed by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York in March put a 44% probability on U.S. unemployment climbing higher within the next year. That's the highest level since April 2020, the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's another recent reading that points to consumer pessimism amid economic confusion.
Uncertainty is always going to make it difficult to even digest information that you do have. And there is a lot of uncertainty around the economic situation right now.
Allison Srivastava, economist with the Indeed Hiring Lab, says the uncertainty impacts businesses too. Companies may not lay workers off, but may hesitate to fill openings, potentially making the job hunt more challenging. Certain sectors, though, are driving forward. Among them, Srivastava says healthcare, legal, and production and manufacturing.
There are some bright spots in the economy, but things are a little bit on hold, and it's a little bit shaky when things are on hold. So planning for the future is difficult.
And for soon-to-be grads, Srivastava sees entry-level opportunities in in-person sectors like pharmacy, food services, and home health care.
That may not be a long-term goal for a lot of graduates. It does allow you to kind of get some experience on your resume until you can kind of figure out what your next steps are.
And economists say how people feel about the labor market and other areas of the economy is usually a reflection of where they think it is headed rather than where it really is right now. And for right now, hiring remains strong. Alex?
All right, Karen, the economic jitters right now are largely because of President Trump's tariff plans. And what's the latest on any negotiations there?
Well, yesterday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that they are looking at trade deals from about 15 countries when it comes to those tariffs. And she said that some deals with countries will be announced in the coming days. But the real headline today, Alex, about those tariffs came from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, who's been pretty measured in his tariff talk up to this point. He was giving a speech in Chicago, and he said that the tariff increases so far are significantly more than expected. And that is why he believes higher inflation and slower growth will be a consequence of those tariffs. He said for now, the fundamentals of the economy are looking pretty good, but it's only a matter of time before those tariffs start to have their impact. And he said that the brunt of those tariffs will really be borne by the public, Alex.
Tariffs certainly in the running for word of the year so far, Karen. We do thank you for that report. Coming up, new details in the school shooting in Dallas, including how the alleged shooter accessed the school.
I'm ABC's Perry Russom in Washington. Attorney General Pam Bondi says Kilmar Abrego Garcia is not coming back to the U.S. That story coming up.
Live and on your side, this is KTBS 3 Breaking News.
Some breaking news to pass along now. You're taking a live look at North Hearn and Arrow Drive in Shreveport, where a city bus went up in flames. Reports are that the bus got into an accident and exploded after the crash. There's no word yet on any injuries. Of course, we are there live on the scene. We'll have more information for you as we find it out. We go to the White House now to kick off our next half hour. A federal judge says there is probable cause the Trump administration acted in contempt of court with those migrant flights to El Salvador last month. The judge says the government demonstrated willful disregard for his order to turn the planes around. Perry Russum is in Washington with the latest.
A federal judge says he found probable cause the Trump administration acted in contempt of court last month when officials did not turn around 2 planes flying migrants to El Salvador. Judge James Boasberg writes, the Constitution does not tolerate willful disobedience of judicial orders, especially by officials of a coordinate branch who have sworn an oath to uphold it. He says the way to purge his potential finding of contempt would be to obey his initial order. And if that does not happen, he says it could lead to live witness testimony under oath.
It sounds like the judge wants to find out who would be the person that would be potentially put in prison.
On one of those migrant flights, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a man the Supreme Court says was removed illegally from Maryland.
Hard stop. He should not be in our country.
The Trump administration accuses Abrego Garcia of being a member of the gang MS-13, but no evidence has been shown in court of that being true. A federal judge in that case is now giving the Trump administration 2 weeks to hand over information on what it has or has not done to comply with the Supreme Court's unanimous decision to facilitate his release. President Trump telling Fox Noticias he does not have the power to bring Abrego Garcia back.
And he's from El Salvador, so that's a decision up to El Salvador.
And El Salvador's president says neither does he.
I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
Questions remain over who actually does, amid the finger-pointing of responsibility.
He is not coming back to our country. President Bukele said he was not sending him back. That's the end of the story.
Democratic Senator from Maryland Chris Van Hollen is in El Salvador to try and visit Abrego Garcia. He says he will do everything possible to bring him back. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Let's talk about your Easter weekend forecast just a little bit more because we could see some storms across the Arklatex. Friday, Good Friday specifically, I'm not as worried about us seeing rain for pretty much everybody except for areas north and west of Interstate 30. That's where coverage looks like it should be confined to on that day to start the weekend off, but still that could amount to some storms in the area, and so that's why we put that icon right there. If we jump to Easter Sunday, that's when we could see more widespread rain, and I know there's not necessarily a rain chance on this graphic right here, so I'll switch it over to the graph so you can see that it increases. We see our rain chances increase as we head towards Sunday, but even then I've kept it at about 50 for now just because I'm waiting to see how the timing is trending and the coverage as well, just so we can see exactly how many people, if not everybody I should say, will see the rain on Sunday. So we're going to continue to break down the forecast, all of the variables involved, and stay tuned. Coming up, I'm going to give you another breakdown of what to expect for the weather over the next few days.
All right, Caroline, thank you. Let's take you state by state now. I'm starting in Dallas, where police say 5 students were injured in a high school shooting in Texas yesterday. The suspect, 17-year-old Tracy Haynes Jr., turned himself in last night. He faces a charge of aggravated assault mass shooting. According to an affidavit, he was lit into Wilmer Hutchins High School by another unidentified student. Students at the high school say this is the second time they've experienced a school shooting. As Aaron Jones reports, some say they're scared to go back.
I heard five shots go off. It was right next to my classroom. They told me, get down and turn the lights off. My teacher locked the door, closed it, did all the procedures that they were supposed to do. Just sat there. It was very traumatic, honestly. And it was the second time it happened.
Almost exactly a year ago, there was another shooting at this school. A gun got past the metal detectors and a student was shot in the leg. Martin's mom is fed up.
Honestly, I'm afraid for my daughter to even go back to that school at all because I don't feel like she's safe there.
As a father who lost his son to senseless gun violence, I understand what our parents are going through, the nervousness, the anxiety.
Dallas ISD trustee Maxie Johnson says he's working to address gun violence in schools. After last year's shooting, he hosted a town hall and looked at the safety and security procedures in place.
And we just made sure that the metal detectors was continue to work properly, make sure that staff was in place where it needed to be. And so, again, policy was followed.
He says in this latest incident, once the investigation is complete, they'll have more information for the community.
And we're going to continue to stand together and advocate for more resources and advocate to make sure that our kids are safe.
Classes at Wilmer Hutchins High School have been canceled for the rest of the week, and mental health resources will be provided to students, faculty, and staff.